MJ McDougall from quantumenergyhealing.co.uk. I'm a quantum energy healer living in London, United Kingdom. And today I wanted to take a few moments to talk about the benefits of an energy matrix reading. A lot of people don't understand what that is, and I thought it might be helpful to shed some light on what it entails. So when I work on the human energy field, I work in the 12 layers. That's the way it's shown to me, a sphere with 12 layers and multiple energetic vortices, or what we call chakras. I think it could be related to as the 12 strands of DNA. That's a fair discussion. And each layer reflects a different level of consciousness, awareness paradigm, energetic integration, frequency, etc., etc. The information that I get when I do a reading, I connect into my higher self. I connect into my I am, align it with source. I also bring through one of my soul aspects as the founders or the architects of the consciousness journey. So they would have created our 12D matrix energetically. And they are connected or aligned with the energetics more of the Lyrans. There are, what I'm shown is different type of founder consciousnesses that work with different paradigms of consciousness. So I have seen that my founder consciousness, there's a lineage and a connection through the Andromeda galaxy and the Lyran feline genetics, shall we say. They're at a higher frequency, but that's kind of where the energetics would come in for anybody who's interested. And then when I do the reading, I bring in the client's higher self, I am. And from there, I begin receiving a picture of how the individual is holding their energy in this now moment. Okay. I am shown the information that's relevant to their soul journey now, what they need to understand to clear and heal distortions or energetic blockages, energetic severings in their energy field in this now moment. Understand our journey into unity, complete and total coherence of the human energy field is a journey. It does take time. It's like peeling an onion. So while we may heal and work through what's shown through energy healing over the course of the next few weeks or months or whatnot, realize that as you grow, develop, and expand, you'll be reaching into new layers of energetic distortions that need to be addressed. And those are presented as you're ready to address them, as you're willing to open your mind and your heart to understand where your energetic distortions and flaws are. I call it flaws, but I guess it could be energetic wounding. There are a number of different metaphors that can be used to identify and describe the lack of coherence and distortions within an energy field. It can be seen as density. Anyway, it goes on and on. But let's stick to the point. So I wanted to kind of discuss what happens when we look through an energy field, when an individual has an energy matrix reading. The reading is generally about an hour long. It may go longer if we need to, and it often does go over a bit. I spend a couple hours before the session going through the energy field just to pick up an overall picture that needs to be understood and that the client needs to understand about themselves. What we do is I start with how are the chakras expressing, okay? And I see the energy field as a sphere, and you have many different energetic vortices that are important to understand. But I primarily work with the cosmic sun star, which is underneath the Earth star. And it would be the foundation or the grounding aspect of the energy field for your higher frequency chakras. And it will reflect kind of how activated those higher chakras are becoming, and also how well you've grounded what's been activated into your current energy field. It's like a top and tail, as above, so below, interfacing, right? So we start with the cosmic sun star and we look at divine masculine, divine feminine sides and where is there wounding or whatnot. We go to the earth star and we do a similar review. Then we go to the feet, knees, hips, the root, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, 3D and 5D. And understand that's important because we also look at how is the individual expressing and holding their energy from the perspective of, is their energy center their solar plexus, or have they done enough clearing of the density that they hold within and opened and activated their heart space enough that they're able to shift their energy field to flow from the heart space instead. This is a great signature that the individual is well on their way to ascension and awakening and grounding the higher frequency aspects of self, integrating higher frequency aspects of self within the energy field. Again, I have a simple picture that I use, right? So this would be the human energy field, the 12 layers. This is the 12th layer, right? Connecting into source and grounded into Mother Earth. This is the energy field fully activated, fully cleared, and fully held within consciousness. There are no distortions, right? And to get to this state of being, it is a journey. It doesn't happen after one healing session. Yeah. This is the average human energy field. Yeah. You can see how all the different layers and energy bodies are out of alignment. You can see the densities out of alignment with source frequency, not grounded. The densities and the wounds that they hold, which create separation within self. Our goal is to identify these, clear them, and bring you closer and closer into alignment and an integrated, coherent, and harmonic energy system throughout the 12 layers. Okay, so that's the overview of why an energetic matrix reading can be really beneficial to help give you a roadmap as to where you need to go in this now moment. So again, we check the 3D heart, the 5D heart, see if the 5D heart's been activated. We look at the throat, third eye, the crown. Now, before we go to the higher chakras, you have divine masculine, divine feminine energetic portals, again, going all the way up the right and left sides of your energy field. Yeah. And there's an anchoring, so to speak, of different archetypes of energy signatures in the energy field. Okay. So we look at the energetic interfacing between the 6th and 7th layer of your energy field, divine feminine, divine masculine. There is, what would I say? There is a coherence or integration that needs to take place to truly move into from the soul consciousness into the monadic or group consciousness. There's an integration of divine feminine, divine masculine. There's a balancing, a healing that needs to take place to anchor and open up those frequencies. Yeah. The same thing happens, divine masculine, divine feminine at the 9th and 10th layer, right? So the energy field can be separated vertically in different manners and horizontally into different layers. Yeah. And we're looking to remove some of these archetypes or paradigms of separation within self that could be considered to be manifested from the storyline of divine masculine, divine feminine wounding. Okay. And we can talk about how that manifests in the energy field another time. Now, from there, then, so we've got the crown, we look at the causal, the soul star. That's an interesting one because sometimes people, there are great stories about the soul star and what goes on with that and how sometimes people will have energetic overlays of other soul aspects in their current lifetime, and the interference is coming in through the soul star. So that needs to be healed. Those are really fascinating manifestations. Then, of course, we go up to the stellar gateway, the galactic, and the cosmic gateway. Again, up on the right and left sides, divine feminine, divine masculine. There are, again, various vortices at the different levels, which will hold distortions, which may or may not need to be healed. Okay. So that's an overview of what we look at. So then on a more detailed level, when we go into these chakras, for each chakra, we look at, is the individual holding miasma in that energy vortices. Okay, you call them chakras, but I see them as energetic vortices. And each energetic vortices has 12 layers to go with the 12 layers of the energy field. And they are differentiated by state of consciousness and frequency. Okay, so wounds will be anchored into the energy field like a intricate web at different frequencies, different layers in different chakras. So it's absolutely fascinating sometimes unpicking how these wounds have been embedded within an energy field. Okay, so what is miasma? Miasma presents to me as this dark, sticky tar. It's very black. The way it presents to me, it is excruciating to embody it, to touch it. And it is your worst horrors, fears, sorrows, and pain. Okay. I usually see it embedded at about the first or second layer of the energy field. Okay. And so we look at that. Miasma are wounds that you've held within you, that you've created as a result of your soul journey. Then there's hybrid miasma. Okay. That often is distortion that's been embedded in your energy field and isn't necessarily a part of your own soul journey. And often it's as a result of an alignment with darker energies at some point in time, multidimensionally. And there are lots of stories and scenarios that can go into that manifestation. Again, because they're not yours per se, they're much easier to release. Yeah. Because it's not of your divine soul lineage. It's not of your organic templating, right? Anything that is not of your soul journey, that is not of your soul's divinity, is very easy to release. And that goes to concepts of standing in energetic sovereignty and understanding what that means. We can talk about that later. Okay. Then what I find is there are attachment energies, and those are usually at the second layer of the energy field. And those come in and attach to the energy field for various reasons. But the best way to look at it is they typically come in at, there's usually an access point in the higher frequency chakras. And then it's usually embedded again in the Earth star and or the cosmic sun star, depending on access point. Again, there's a top and tail for it to express within the energy field. But these attachment energies, they come into the energy field because you are holding a wound of some sort. Yeah. And the wound might be, say, 5 to 10% of what's expressing in your energy field, what you're experiencing. Attachment energy comes in and lays like a density over it and then amplifies the energy signature. It's like turning up the bass really, really loud, really loud. And that will be about 95% or 95% of the expression or feeling that you have. So I'll often see attachment energies in acute cases of anxiety, depression, fear, etc., etc. So consider that. So we look at attachment energies and where they've been embedded in the energy field. Then we look at soul fragments. Again, soul fragments can span a massive range within the energy field. But typically, so there are little packets of frequencies that can be integrated, and that's really easy. Sometimes there's actually a soul aspect that's been denied or forgotten or is severely wounded that needs to be healed and reintegrated. Okay. And you can look at this in a form of inner child work, but it's multidimensional. So it may be coming from another life, another time, another place, another galaxy, etc. And the signatures will be embedded in obviously different places within the energy field. Okay. So we look at some of that, and the soul fragments are integrated as the individual is ready. I have, interestingly enough, the upside is I've sometimes been looking at the soul fragment is not something that's wounded, but there's a soul integration that needs to take place. The individual has awoken enough or has a role to play, and there's an exalted soul aspect that needs to be integrated into their consciousness structure so they can begin channeling and working with those frequencies. So I have been doing soul journey readings or energy matrix readings, and a soul integration has been necessary kind of in the moment. And those are always really cool and exciting. So from there, then we look at portals. So portals are basically like multidimensional energetic ties through time and space, densities and dimensions. So a good way to look at it is a lot of you will be familiar with energy cords, right? But that's really astral or 4D. And we create energetic cords in the fourth density, or the fourth layer, astral, when, say, we want something for somebody, or we pine over somebody. It's the ex that left you that you want to get back. There's something that you want, or sometimes you want what's in the person's mind. You'll connect energetic cords to their mind. What do they have in there? Energy vampirism will create energetic cords. So going to severing those cords and holding your energetic sovereignty, on the astral level, we look at it multidimensionally. Okay. So individuals will have portals throughout all 12 layers for different reasons. And some of those portals will be positive, and we keep those positive ones, which will be connecting you with exalted soul aspects, right? But the ones that we sever are the ones where there's a bleeding through from wounds from other multidimensional lives that no longer serve you. If you have contracts, vows, and or promises with energies that are not of your soul's divine lineage, we sever those and close those portals, right? Their energy goes back to them. Your energy comes back to you. There'll also be times, believe it or not, when you have bound the energy of others. So it's important to let those go too. We always think, oh, me, I couldn't have done that. But we're multidimensional and we don't know what we don't know. So it's always good to check into that. All right. So we go and we look at contracts, vows, and promises and where those need to be released. Okay. Whether it's where you've bound your own energy, you've bound other energies, or others have bound your energy. And those will be shown or reflected through portals. Also, portals are access points for other energies that are not of your divine soul lineage. So entities and attachments. So we also look at that and where there's interference in the energy field from that perspective, and where we sort of need to set boundaries and say, no, I don't think so. You're not allowed to live in my house anymore. So those concepts also go to establishing energetic sovereignty, which are required to move forward in embodying your higher self I am frequencies and consciousness, and understanding your energetic signatures to other energetic signatures, right? So energetic sovereignty is very, very important. Also, if you're an empath, you need to learn energetic sovereignty and how to hold your energetic boundaries and work within your energy field. All right. The other thing we look at then are implants, right? So a lot of people look at implants and they immediately see it as being a victim, or somebody did something to me. Now, there is to some degree that interface, right? But there are also times when an individual has not embodied their energetic sovereignty sufficiently and have sort of worked with other energies that have facilitated implants being stuck in. And sometimes implants are shown to me as energetic signatures, but that which they've created within themselves in a multidimensional lifetime. All right. So understand that the term implant, when it's actually manifested in the energy field and how it can be presented, can have a number of different origins. So it's important not to pass judgment, but just to deal with it for what it is, as an energy signature that creates distortions or separation from self within the energy field and needs to be released, alchemized, and coherenced, brought back to the energy field. Okay. Another aspect that we look at are holographic beliefs, right? So the opposite of positive affirmations, of standing in your I am, are these thought forms that we carry day to day, where we define ourselves without consciously realizing how we're limiting ourselves. We must understand that every thought and every emotion that we have expresses in our energy field simultaneously, right? We are our energy field. Our energy field reflects our consciousness, known or unknown, consciously or unconsciously. So we look to identify holographic beliefs that are creating separation from self again, distortions, et cetera, within the energy field, but also resistance within your energy field, which keep you from manifesting the life and the reality you're looking at creating. All right. So the last point I'd like to make about doing an energy matrix reading is that we also look at each of the main chakras, and we look at the emotions or thought forms that have been embedded in them, or if there's a story that needs to be told, that your higher self wants you to understand, so that you can work consciously within yourself to heal the energy field and bring it back to coherence. The reason why this information can be so important is that it creates a roadmap for you to not only go through your daily life and be aware, to be conscious, but also to begin working directly with your higher self, I am, to bring coherence back into your energy field, to begin healing it. But also then, if you choose to do a quantum energy healing on a multidimensional level, ask and you shall receive, right? If you don't know what to ask for, if you don't allow, or if you don't authorize, if you don't see it, your higher self, I am, they don't violate your free will. So the more you know about what is in your energy field and what needs to be healed, the more work can be done. So there is a significant difference in the level of work that I can do in an individual's energy field when they come to me without expectations, without really knowing what's happening or what you even have energy healing for, and that's okay, right? Versus somebody who has an understanding of who their higher self I am is, understanding that they are the authority in their energy field and that they need to work with their higher self I am, and that I am the conduit to help them understand what needs to be healed. So my goal in any quantum energy healing session is that I am teaching you how to connect with your higher self I am frequencies, how to work with them directly, how to become empowered to communicate with them, and to be empowered to work within your energy field and realize how your own thought forms within you, when you're working with your higher self I am, creates the change within instantaneously. Okay. So there will get to points where I'll be working with somebody in their energy field and be like, okay, they're showing me this. So if you can allow this to be X, Y, and Z to be released, they'll work with you. And then the individual goes, yeah, I understand that. I do have that pattern. I need to let it go. And then in their mind, they will visually work with the higher self I am through visualization, through metaphor, through allowing with an open heart. I won't have to do anything because they're doing the work themselves. You're all capable of expanding into the higher self I am. You're all capable of healing your energy fields. Sometimes we just need a little bit of help and support on the way. All right. I hope that this little excerpt has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I look forward to seeing any of you in the future. Love to you all. Have a lovely day. Bye, everyone.